Hello everyone, welcome to Boundary Park, bathed in beautiful sunshine for a special mini edition of the Boundary Line. And one thing I love doing at this great rugby league club is shining a light on some of our unsung heroes. And this guy certainly, I would say, fits that category after
just a bit.
After nearly 2 decades of work. Mr. Dave Murgatroyd, great to see you.
Thank you very much, nice to be here
and
on such a beautiful day as well, isn't it?
It is a beautiful day. And you're here for a reason. You're here because
this is my last league game, home league game as a club photographer. After 19 years, I've decided to hang my camera up and take these seats from next season and scream and shout at the referee without the worry of being sent off. I shouted at, simple as that.
Yeah, one of the kind of most testing parts of my job has been on a match day when I'm getting that from away heads of security, telling me to remind our club photographer that he is working for the club and he's not a fan, because you've been a bit of both, haven't you? Well, of course you are a bit of both.
I am a fan before photographer. I've always said that. I've always said I'm a fan first, photographer second, and that's me. I've got it tattooed on my chest. If I was a photographer, I wouldn't just have Oldham crest tattooed on my chest. It is something I've loved, something my parents watched, and it's gone on that, and I've had the privilege of doing it for the last 19 seasons, and it has been a privilege as well, George. But everything comes to an end, and it is time for me to say thank you for everything you've done. Good night.
How did it all start then, going back 19 years?
Going back 19 years. I've always been into photography since I was at school. Me and a classmate, a friend of mine called Graham Short, who now lives in Perth in Australia, so if you're watching this, Graham, hi mate, we got kicked out of our art class in Council School because we were being disruptive. So I think it was Mr. Johnson or Mr. Greenwood, I'm not sure which teacher it was, but he basically got hold of me and Showy and said, come here you two, give us a camera, an old SLR camera. He said, get out. So me and Showy thought, brilliant this, get off at school for the afternoon. Went and got 10 Bensons and walked to Broadbent Road scrapyard. Health and safety was quite different in those days, I tell you. We went to the guys, they said, we're from Council School, we're doing a few photography, bit of photography. They said, yeah, go in. We had the whole run, and I just fell in love with it from then. I got a photograph of Graham. There was 3 cars on top of each other and Bedford van, the ones with the slide doors. And I got a picture of him sat there like that. No health and safety then. Parking problem solved, we called the photograph. We went back to school and he could see how excited we were. So that got me sparked up with photography, and my original was landscape. But then one day I noticed on the club website that the club had said any fan with an interest in photography fancied helping the club out, and I thought, why not, give it a try. Sent him an email, heard nothing back. About 2 weeks later, my wife, who works for McDonald's, everyone will know Julie, who works for McDonald's, they were having a fun day for the Ronald McDonald charity, and Brady was there with Rory, and I was speaking to him, so I took a few photographs of the fun day, and Brady was there, and he said, I spoke to him about it, he said, let me have a talk. A couple of weeks later, I was over at Sedgley Park taking photographs of Oldham versus Newcastle. Not looked back since. Been an absolute privilege, it really has. So it was thanks to Chris Hamilton at the time and Brady why I've been here for the last 19 years. Thank you, Jen.
And to do it for 19 years, and for those watching this who will know you, have seen you around the club, but doing it as a volunteer to keep coming back for 19 years. I mean, some people might not know that, you're doing this for the love, so you must really love it to give that home and away.
I do, and you got to remember, I do have the best seat in the house. I'm sat behind them posts or sat at the side watching them come forward. I'm not sat at the back here, I'm right there. I can hear the smacks going to each other, I can hear the referee, I can hear the language off some of the players. But remember, rugby league is a family sport, but I can hear the language coming off them. And many years ago, language off the refs as well. It's changed so much but I've really, really enjoyed it, I have.
Do you know instantly when you've got a good photo? Are you getting excited about checking me? I think I've got a cracker there.
You get a good idea, you think, oh, I hope to God that's in focus. You really do. First thing you do, you look down, you look at it like, oh yes, I think that's in focus. Yes, that's in focus. What a cracking shot that is. Brilliant. So yeah, you have a rough idea. If you take a picture, you score a good try, you think, you can see it through the lens. The new camera I've got now, you actually see what you're taking a picture of. It's changed slightly. I've had a few cameras, but the camera I'm working with now, when whatever you see through that eyepiece is what you're actually getting. You think, I just hope it's in focus, because my eyes are terrible, as Specsavers will vouch for that.
Yeah. So through 19 years following Roughyeds, I mean, a couple of questions, I guess. I was going to ask you, you've seen various different eras of this club, and we're embarking on a quite exciting one now. You'll have seen, I don't know how many matches, I don't know if you know how many matches you've been to.
No, I don't, over the years. Quite a few. Steve Deacon, Tony Benson, Scott Naylor, quite a few in between Scott Naylor. Up to now, there's been quite a few coaches now, let alone matches. Yeah. But what is it, average 20 odd matches a season? Yeah, maybe, no, I'm lying there, 30 odd, nearly to 40 matches a season, times that by about 1,000 photographs, and there you go. One season when I was quite ill, had a couple of things wrong with me, didn't get to many games in that one season. I've got to a few, but I was too ill to come unattended, believe it or not. Yeah, I had to have somebody with me all the time, but yeah, a few years later, a few months later, I was back and no issues at all.
So 2 questions. Do you have a favourite game in 19 years? And the second one, which you need to think about, is do you have a favourite photo?
Yes, I do have a favourite photograph. Favourite games?
Is it anything to do with rugby?
Oh yeah. Trust me, it won't be a selfie. Favourite games? Last week wasn't bad, was it?
Well, a lot of fans, like, just to go off on a tangent, who have watched, I mean, you've watched Oldham many more years than I, but a lot of fans have got in touch and say, that might be the best Oldham performance I've ever seen. Now,
it's been the best since OKR away in the Challenge Cup.
Wow.
And that was a brilliant day. To all the fans who didn't go that day, you missed a cracker. To all the fans who didn't go last week, it was just as intense. It wasn't no guaranteed that we'd win. And going back to OKR away, my son Nathan, who looked after Rory for a while, he said, we're going to win. And I said, not a chance. Not a chance are we going to win. They were in the final of the Challenge Cup last year in the Super League. If we keep it below 50, we've just gone up as League One champions into the Championship. So if we keep this below 50, I'll be very happy today. My wife came up to me and said, Nathan thinks you're going to win. I went, not a chance. Not an absolute chance. I should have put the mortgage on that game. I think we're about 40 to 1 to win. I should have put the mortgage on every bit.
It'd have been a defeat had you put the mortgage on.
Oh yeah, you can guarantee that. Yeah,
Murgy's
done that. Yeah, no, we're going to lose now that. But even when we turned up at the ground, 2 of the women who worked for OKR were stood outside having a crafty fag. Not a normal fag, a crafty fag, at the door. And as the team got off the pitch, as the team got off the coach, all the team walked in and these 2 women watched all our players. They turned around to each other and said, we're in trouble today. I thought, what? Why are you thinking you're in trouble today? As soon as the match kicked off, I thought, that's why you're in trouble today. We were on form, like we were last week against London, from the word go right up until the end. And you're thinking, they're going to come back in a minute, they're going to come back. No, our defence that day was fantastic, absolutely brilliant. And that game, the game against Swinton that we played, that's my favourite photograph. It's a photograph of Adam Clay running down the wing. He got an interception, he run down, but it's not just a picture of Adam, it's what you can see in the background. You can see Swinton fans like that. You can see the coach of Swinton on his haunches screaming at his players. Rory's in the background with his hands up like that. Oldham fans in the background, but it's just everything. If you zoom into that picture, it's not just Adam Clay with his head back running towards the line. That's my favourite picture over the last 19 years. Out of the probably million photographs I've had over the years. I love that one.
So it might be the same answer, but do you have a proudest moment over the last 19 years?
I've got a few. I was named Clubman of the Year a few years ago. That was a very proud moment on me, because it was only 2 years before I watched somebody get the award and take photographs, and I thought to myself, I'd love to win that one day. Never expected to win it. A few years after that, my son Nathan got Unsung Hero Award for helping Rory. Remember, Rory is a real lion, mums and dads, don't forget that. He was Rory's helper.
Mate, even I got Clubman of the Year. They give it to anyone.
They do give it to anyone, to be perfectly honest, yeah. Starting Rory's Pride up, when we started the Children's Supporters Club, and Chris Hamilton said to me, you won't get 20 start up. We got 74 on the first day to sign up. That was brilliant. It was just a shame we lost the venue to host meetings, and then COVID came along.
Yeah.
I got a little bit ill, and that's when it crashed and unfortunately didn't rear its head again.
That's a great point, that, actually, because one of the most frequent things I'm told through various people at the club from my time here, which is what, 2.5, 3 years, is the pride of now seeing youngsters wearing an Oldham shirt, which just didn't happen for a period beforehand. So I get that.
Yeah, When I first started up, me and Nathan came up with the idea, and we wanted children start junior supporters club, not just about rugby, but giving them life skills. And I wanted the children to have pride in the town, pride in the team, but most of all have pride in themselves. So the first meeting we had, the fire service came up, taught the kids how to get out of the room if it was on fire, go towards the wall, got one of the mums of the children, dressed her up in all the fire regalia, and then they took us out and did a full tour around the engine. Eventually got one of the hose pipes out, a bit like they have on the pitch now, and they let the kids fire the hose pipe on the car park down at Whitebank. Next meeting was the police, and the meeting after that was the first aid meeting. And they were doing CPR, they had putting Rory into the recovery position. Absolutely brilliant, and that's what I wanted. It's just a shame it couldn't carry on the way it was, but who knows, maybe in the future.
But our fans, and especially our young fans, are the lifeblood of clubs like Oldham, and the reason that clubs like Oldham will continue to survive is having young fans who idolise. It's a big thing that I've been trying to achieve for the media side of it.
Yeah.
It's making our players in Oldham shirts stars that youngsters are aspiring to be, so that they come and don't just come to watch names on team sheets. They come. I want to come and see Drinkwater. I want to come and see Ted
They want to
Chappell.
come and see Drinky. They want to see Chappie. They want to see all the players out there. They want to see Forbes scoring another fantastic try in the corner, like he did twice last week. And I think somebody once said, didn't they? I can't think who it was. I believe the children are our future. Yeah, I was obviously going to say that, but Whitney had it right. They are, and if you catch them young, you've got them forever. They will be hooked on rugby league, and hopefully hooked on Oldham.
You just quoted Whitny Houston.
I have just quoted Whitney Houston. I'm sorry.
That's definitely a first on the boundary.
It's like rugby league with me. It's the greatest love of all. Oh, I do apologise. No, I'm not apologising. That's me. Yeah.
Final couple of questions for you, and you did tell me to ask you this one, so I'm dreading what the answer is going to be. For a couple of facts about you that the wider audience might not know, and I've no idea what you're going to say here.
I was born female. No, that's a joke. That is a joke. You can cut that one. I am related to Barry McDermott. I wouldn't have batted an eyelid at that. Yeah, that's fair enough. I am related to Barry McDermott.
Are you really?
Yeah, I am.
So what happened?
Yeah, I know. I got hit with the ugly stick. He got hit with the talented stick. My grandfather and Barry's grandfather were brothers, Bobby and Jimmy McDermott. Both served in World War II, proud guys. And my granddad was so proud of Barry. Slightly jealous, really, because he had a scrapbook full of all the Oldham Chronicle newspaper cuttings when Barry toured with Great Britain Colts and things like that. My granddad's funeral, it was really weird. My granddad's funeral, we're all there sad that my granddad's died, but Barry brought photographs of him and Terry O'Connor wearing the Wigan kit because he just signed for Wigan. So let me have a look at that. I thought, oh, signed for Wigan now, I don't want to talk to you. But no, I'm related to Barry McDermott. What a lot of people won't know is I won the competition to change the name to Oldham Bears.
Right.
We had a competition.
So you're to blame?
No, because my suggestion was you don't need a name, you don't need a fancy name, all you need is a mascot to mark it.
Right.
And I wrote a big long letter on the back. One of my friends who was a really, really good artist, he drew a picture of a fox wearing the Oldham kit. I said, if you have something like a fox, it's red, its tail's red, and all you can do is mark it that fox, call it whatever you want. And they thought, that's the best suggestion. And then I phoned up, I said, oh, so you're not having it next year, we're being called Oldham Bears? I thought, I didn't pick that. But yeah, I got the 2 season tickets on the shirt back in the, whenever it was in the 90s. Somebody will be able to tell us when it was in the 90s. Yeah, but I won that. I won that competition. Very proud, but yeah, I didn't pick Bears, put it that way. I'd have picked something better. Yeah, pick something better. But I don't know what. Don't ask me. Don't ask me.
Obvious final question then, what's next? You're not going to be sitting behind the sticks yelling at opposition players, so what's next for Murgy?
First things first, I'm going to lose a bit of weight. That's not for vanity or anything like that, it's for my health.
Right.
I need to lose a bit of weight for my health. You see me limping before. I don't think my hip's quite fixed yet, so I'm going to lose some weight. We're very fortunate that even though I am going as photographer, we have got 2 photographers still with the club. A lady called Jane Henthorpe, fantastic photographer, only because she's got a better camera than me. And a guy called Eddie Leach. World-class photographer, he's Eddie, and I mean world-class photographer. He got one of Oldham's pictures to the semi-final of the World Sports Photography competition. Wow. World Sports Photography.
Which one was that?
The World, yeah, the World one.
No, which photo?
The one of somebody scored, I can't think who it was, but somebody scored in the corner against London last season.
Oh, with the packed Joe Rowe stand, yeah.
That
ITV used that as the backdrop
they
on their
did,
feature.
and that got to the semi-final, and Eddie got told.
That was one of the young lads on loan from Wigan.
Wigan,
It
yeah.
would have been Cartwright or Lowe scoring that.
He got told the only reason why it did get to the final is because it was only a championship game.
Is that right?
Yeah. If it had been at Wembley, if it had been Super League, it'd have got through to the final and done very well in the final.
We need to change that then.
We do need to change it, and to me that's stupid. If the photograph's good, regardless if it's two kids in the park kicking a ball, throwing a ball around, that if it's a good photograph, it's a good photograph. But I'm not a judge. I'm biased as well. Yeah, Eddie's a good photograph. I want to say a thank you because the club owners have officially asked me to stay on for 12 months, and I have said I really do appreciate that. Thank you, but no thank you. Now I have been back to them with another suggestion, and let's just say you might not have seen the last of me yet. I do apologise everyone, but you might not see the last of me yet, and there might be something else on the horizon in the future, but until the new owners come back to me, we'll leave that on the back burner. Well, there might be some good news.
Or bad news, depending on what we think.
Depending on what you think, but you know, very proud, really proud of the 19 years I've been here. I might shed a tear at the very last game. Please let it be a final. Please let this season, last game for me, be a final, and let's give it to them, whoever it is we're playing in that final. Please, lads, do it.
So finishing with a ... I love that. More to come, perhaps. Thank you for that trip down memory lane.
No,
and it's been an absolute pleasure, my friend.
It has. It's been
Murgy.
great working with you, working with Casey, working with, well, not Guy. Guy's a habit of blocking photographs, to be perfectly honest. Yeah. What a fantastic... Oh, Guy's blocking it. No, that's no good, is it? Jane said the same thing as well. I got a great photograph of Guy's bum. Yeah. No, sorry, folks. I've got 1 million photographs of rugby players. I've got 2 million of Guy's backside as well.
You keep that to yourself, my friend.
No problem. Like I said, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. It's been great. And I will be back here in these seats next season with my big gob shouting for you. Not a problem.
I look forward to hearing it. Dave Murgatroyd, thank you, not just for today, but for everything.
Absolute honour and a privilege, like I've said. Thank you.
And thank you for watching The Boundary Line.